3.6.1 is finally rolled out to the PU, and with it, a great number of bug fixes that we've all been waiting for, which have in large part been a pretty large blocker to being able to enjoy the experience with friends, which, let's be honest, is pretty much the best way to enjoy Star Citizen at the moment, as you can burn through a lot of the missions and core content pretty quickly on the first day. Hey guys, I'm Morphologist, and seeing as how this is one of the best ways to enjoy Star Citizen, I thought it might be a great time to step back and take a look at what 3.6.1 is actually doing for team gameplay. So obviously the new Ballista is a lot more fun in groups. It can take down big targets much more quickly if you've got a bunch of missiles firing off, but it's definitely not the best example in this version of the game. The Ballista is not a cheap vehicle, and it's also, at least for the moment, incredibly impractical because there's nowhere you can pull them except for on planets nearby outposts. And of course, once you do that, there's nowhere you can go with them because there's no vehicle right now in Star Citizen that can take them up. That being said, it is still some fun to be able to drive around with these things with some friends and shoot down some unsuspecting targets. So let's move on to something a little bit more practical.
All right, good. Resolved.
Yeah, I can hear you really clearly, actually. It sounds almost as good as Discord.
Yeah, it's really... I've been tripping it. It's been working for... Oh,
I can hear you now.
Nice.
Alright, I just swapped into local. We're not in the party chat.
3.6.1 has finally fixed a lot of the issues we've been having with voice over IP. In the past, it's been unreliable and unstable, sometimes causing crashes. It's also been defaulted off until now. This has added the opportunity to speak to people that you don't know and maybe even team up, which did happen with this fellow named Starlord777. I actually saved him from a group of pirates after responding to a mission that he had placed out for assistance. And because they fixed the voice over IP issues, I was able to successfully hail him and communicate with him about what the next task was, how I would help him, and eventually I escorted him back to Port Olisar with the package he picked up for the mission that he was trying to complete before he was rudely interrupted by those nasty NPC pirates. So you can see here that this new feature, this voice over IP and ship hailing, has enabled a kind of gameplay where you can go and save somebody and team up with them on the fly using voice over IP, something that's really quite impractical with traditional text chat. Multi-crewing 2 has been improved. Additional stability improvements have made it more possible to reliably team up with friends in ships and man turrets to take down enemy targets, both players and NPCs. Improvements to visibility of tracers and explosions, and especially the new improvements to the way shields react to impacts, have made the experience of combat a lot more enjoyable, at least more pretty than it has been in the past. Now, it's worth noting here that gunning with a buddy is a lot different than flying solo, and so it's worth it to go out and do some test runs before you actually get yourself in a situation where you might lose your ship and your life. It's certainly a very different playstyle than what you might be used to. The more you're able to give your gunner a clear line of sight to the target, the more effective your ship's going to be, and the less likely you're going to die in that engagement. So one of the other great things about bug fixing is that it enables a bunch of things that you've always really wanted to do in the game but just have not been able to do. If you've been following Star Citizen for a while, you probably know that one of the most frustrating things about it is just how every time you hop in, you run into something, some issue that's a big blocker, and oftentimes it comes at the worst time. When you've got everybody together and you're ready to do a mission, somebody crashes or two people crash, and then you just can't complete it, and at that point you're so sick of it that you just give up. Well, as a testament to the bug fixes that they've been able to do in 3.6 and 3.6.1, I ran a mission where we put an Ursa and a Valkyrie with a full group of guys in the back. We rolled up in this tank, blew up all the turrets, went down into the basement, and shot up all the guys with no issue. None of us crashed, and we were able to complete the mission completely successfully and go on to play for several more hours afterward. Now this obviously leads to the question of what the status is currently of the mission system when it comes to working together with your friends. Unfortunately, as of 3.6.1, there are still no missions that can be taken with a group. That is to say that there are no missions that you can do where all team members benefit equally, as in they all collect pay. Currently, all you can do is take a mission, and only one person is going to benefit financially from it. Of course, you can go and pay your friends back through the mission system, but it's kind of a convoluted workaround that not many people are going to be very comfortable using. Good news is, though, that in a recent Star Citizen Live post on their YouTube channel, they talked about this very subject. And the developers have said that it's something that they've really wanted to put in the game for some time, and that at the moment they've pretty much got nothing stopping them but the time that it's going to take to add it in for each mission. Apparently the tech is ready, it's just going to take some time to implement. According to the devs, they were able to work out a concept mission successfully in the current game system, and so hopefully we'll be seeing missions for groups in the very near future. I would love to say that this is the only disappointing thing in 3.6.1, but it really isn't. Desyncs are still an issue, and this can be a big blocker for anybody playing Star Citizen in a group or not, and I encountered it today playing with a group of friends, and ultimately it seems to have gotten the entire team killed. This comes down to a lack of server-side OCS, and while the client network refactors have made some strides to making the experience a lot smoother, as in player movements are now a lot better than they used to be, it still can result in unfortunate events such as the one you just saw with that NPC. Now, server-side OCS, if you guys don't know, is supposed to do for network performance what OCS for client-side did for our FPS. So when it comes right down to it, being able to hop in with friends is one of the best parts of Star Citizen, and 3.6.1 is an absolute net positive for stability, enabling you to have some pretty fun, headache-free gameplay experiences with your buddies. And while it's not perfect, it's definitely in a better state than it's ever been in the past.
Oh, yes.
Star Citizen still has a long way to go, though. There's a lot of improvements that they need to yet make. Networking is definitely one of them, but overall, there's a lot of missing gameplay in the PU. And while most of us who follow Star Citizen understand that it's because they're focusing now mostly on Squadron 42, it's still something that needs some love. Getting people back into Star Citizen starts with the PU, and if you want to generate more interest in the game, then you're going to have to appeal to people in that way. Unfortunately, I've had some friends who are content creators step back from Star Citizen after hopping in recently just because of all the bugs that they're experiencing. So I think bug fixing is definitely one good thing to focus on, at least in the interim, while you're focusing on the big Squadron 42 release coming next year. Something that I'm hoping to find more personally out about in the upcoming 2019 CitizenCon, which I will be attending in Manchester, England. Now, this is quite a bit of a trip for me, and so if you want to support me, you can head on over to my Twitch page where you can see how you can help me out. There's also a Patreon I have linked directly to my YouTube channel, which you can use to help that way, or you could also check out my new merch store, which I'll be filling out as we get closer to CitizenCon. I want to make some CitizenCon specific shirts. Unfortunately, I can't use any logos or direct names because that would be a copyright infringement, and so I'll have to find some creative ways around that so that it does appear at least that it's related to Star Citizen. But what do you guys think? What are you thinking of 3.6.1? Have you had a similar experience to me in this recent patch? Also, if you liked the video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It helps me out. And if you haven't already, hit that bell icon so the next time I post a video, you guys know immediately to go check it out. And finally, don't forget that if you're looking to get into Star Citizen, I have a referral code down below which will give you 5,000 AUEC starting cash when you start Star Citizen. Anyway guys, that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and of course, as always, I hope to see you guys next time.